So let's see about what actually the data engineering. I hope you might be aware about the data engineering, but many people they get confused between data engineering, data analysis, and data science. So in
Mm-hmm.
this lecture, I will going to explain you about those terms first, and then we're going to look about the actual data engineering, data science, and data analysis. So normally, what actually I prefer in my syllabus. So okay, let me first the modules about the course. So in this course, we will going to have data engineering, then we will going to have a data science, and we will have a data analysis. Now here, what is this data analysis? What is data science and data engineering is? So see, in our data analysis, what's our main focus is, main aim is to analyze the data, to find out the pattern in the data, to understand the data, like what actually the data is, right? So in this data analysis, what we're going to do it, we analyze the data. Now there might be a question coming in the mind that what actually means analysis of the data. So first thing is analysis of the data means that you will going to analyze the data to find out something from that. Like what do you mean by that? Suppose if I give you a data, like suppose based on Indian currency, the fuel price. So it's continuously changing from last 1 week. So suppose on 111, the price in Bangalore is suppose 110. Then on second 11, we found it comes to 111. Then on 3rd November, the government decided to reduce the uh, like taxes and VAT. So it price reduced to 107. Then the local government they decided to reduce some more taxes on that. So finally, the price on 411 was earlier reduced to suppose 106, but then finally on 511 the price was reduced to 102, and then on 611 it remains same 102. Let's take 89, and here also suppose 90 something. So if you see this data, right, this is your date and this is the fuel price in Indian rupees. So what
Mm-hmm.
analysis we did here, that we come to know that the price of the fuel is continuously decreasing, right? So the pattern that I find here, what, that the data is continuously means the price of the fuel is continuously reducing. So what insight out of this we got this, the insight we're going to see in data engineering and data science. Insight means what? If we have a data, this is a only random data I have taken it, but when we work in the industries and as the industry oriented peoples, you might be also aware that data size vary from GB, gigabyte, terabyte, petabytes of that, right? So there, what insight will get? Insight means conclusion, that conclusion, or you can say that what you understand from the data. So you understand that the price is reducing, and ultimately the ultimately the consumer or the common person, they will going to get a benefit out of this, right? So this is the insight. This insight we got it from the data, but how we get the insight? With the help of tools like Tableau, Power BI, and Apache Spark, Kafka, and data warehousing tool, data modeling tool, cloud. This will going to see in the data engineering. And what we have to predict, if we want to predict in a future, then we'll going for a data science. Are you getting the difference between these three?
Yes, I am.
Anything that you want to ask here?
So when we say ETL, right? What is the part? ETL is part of what
Yeah,
of these
ETL
three?
ETL is a part of data engineering where you will going to extract the data, transform and the load data. So you are doing some engineering on the data. You are transforming the data. So that comes under data engineering, not in a data analysis.
I
Data
see.
analysis is just to have a data where you will going to apply the basic tools to uh, do the analysis on the data. Tools in the sense, earlier days people were using Excel tool. Now people are using Tableau, Power BI, right? Python we are using, right? And R programming we are using. So these
Mm-hmm.
are the tools in programming. But if I talk about the data engineering, then data engineering we basically focus on three things: extract, transform, load. Extract, transform, and the load. So here, extract, transform, load means we will going to extract the data. Extracting the data means you will going to retrieve the data from some source. Okay, anything. Like if I say you from any database like Oracle database, Microsoft's SQL Server, MySQL, PostgreSQL, there are different kind of database are there. So you are going to extract the data, retrieve the data. So it means that you are going to retrieve the data from the source. You will going to transform the data. Transform means you will going to make some changes on the data according to your requirement. Now here, suppose what if I give this data in the term of dollar. Okay, suppose for example, uh, fuel price. Suppose if the record of fuel price is in the dollar, but you are looking for Indian currency, right? So you have to transform the data, right? So you are going to change the data according to your requirement. That we do it in the transformation. So we require, we're going to make some changes on the data. And this also will going to use some tool. Once you change the data, the final step is loading. So we're going to load it in some, either on the database back or on the cloud, some storage, like a cloud storage, S3 bucket, or cloud GCP bucket, or in Azure Blob Cloud, or any of the storage. So loading means you will going to store the data so you can finally apply some modeling on that. Okay, so we're going to work on extract, transform, load in the data engineering. Basically from the term data engineering means you will going to play with the data. You will going to play with the data. And what is your motive behind working with the data? That you have to make data ready to process. That's the reason the demand of data engineer is nowadays is increasing as the day by day data is increasing. Because data engineering, they perform the work of data analysis as well. And they can help data scientists to get the data what they are require. So data engineering, they can write the model as well. Like being a data engineer, I'm also writing a model in the Google here. So here I'm also writing this models algorithm on the data science projects. So here you are going to extract the data, change the data, you are going to write an algorithm. And what are the tools we use it here? So there are some framework that we use it: Spark, okay, Hadoop. These are the big data framework whose responsibility is to distribute the data and process the data parallelly, so that you can handle the big data. The term big data is coined based on the data only. So Spark, Hadoop, Hive, and this Kafka is for messaging system when you want to send a real-time message. Okay, Airflow to automate the whole process. Then Apache Beam to create a pipeline. Okay, Beam. Then in Azure and other cloud data factory, these are all tools to work with data engineering tools. Data lake, you might have heard this term, but you might be aware or not, I'm not sure, but you might have heard this term. So these all are to work with the big data. Okay, then finally we come to and yeah, ETL tool. Some of the ETL tool are OBI, Oracle Business Intelligence Enterprise Edition. Then I usually prefer to explain Ultrix, Informatica, which is one of the largest used ETL tool, Informatica. Then in the cloud, in the GCP, you can use BigQuery as ETL tool to transform the data, right? And similarly, there are other tool as well are there, but I usually prefer Ultrix and OBI. Informatica is also one of the largest used ETL tool, right? Any question here? Any question here? Now, what we do in a data science? So in a data science, our main aim is to do prediction, future prediction. So we do future prediction in a data science. Why I'm telling you this thing might be you are thinking like in the first day only I'm telling you the theory part, but this thing you should be clear. Many people in the interview, they are not able to understand what is the difference between these three. If you are clear in the starting itself, like what is data analysis, what is data engineering, and a data science, it will be easy for you to move in this any of one of these three domain. Either you can go for data analysis if you are good with the tools like Excel, Tableau, Power BI. If you want to work on more complex project, then you should go for data engineering. And if you want to work with artificial intelligence, you want to work for future predictions, robotics, then you should go for artificial intelligence and data science, right? So this thing you should be aware in the starting. Many people they are not aware, so I thought to explain this thing. Future prediction means what? Like you will going to have a data with you. We will going to provide company or the any case study will going to provide you the data. Like here you can see we have a data for 6 days. Now if I want to predict here, suppose if I give you scenario, predict fuel price for 7-Eleven, means 7 November, then what will be? Okay, so how you're going to predict it? You cannot predict like generally if you ask anyone who is not aware about the data science, they will going to say okay, it's reducing, so it might be on 7102 or maybe 102.50 or anything between 102.0 to 102.88. I repeat once again, the fuel price on 7-Eleven can be anything in between 102 to 102.88, in between that, right? So it can be anything in between these two, in between this range, right? So how you can do it, programming with some algorithm, because you cannot say randomly this thing. You should have some algorithm, something you should have that can do the prediction and give you an actual data. So for this we write a model, we use several algorithm means there is something model is there that we have to write down, we have to customize this based on the data set. Data set means what? The data. that is available to you. Like this data is for 6 days, right? But when you work on large size data that is in million, gigabyte, petabyte, then we say that it's a data set. So here the algorithm, you there are different algorithm are there. You have to write the algorithm in Python. There are different languages we can use it. Either you can use Python, you can use R programming, any one of this tool you can use, any one of this programming language you can use to write down the model. So this is about the data science. In data science, you can do future prediction that I've already told you. You can do computer vision. What do you mean by computer vision? Computer vision means robotics, right? Face recognition application that works on image data. Okay, image data, sound data. For example, let me show you in Google how we are working. So suppose here, so you here you want to convert Hindi into English, right? So this NLP, natural language processing machine, it's a part of machine learning and deep learning here. So let me enter any text here. So suppose I am entering in Hindi. I don't know whether you are aware about or what. So I'm just entering in Hindi. So suppose so I have just written that in Hindi that I am studying now. So you can see it convert into English, right? How it converted? It based on NLP, natural language processing algorithm is working on that. How it is converting this that is written in Hindi into the English, right? So in this way, your machine learning works. Google Translate, they work on this. Similarly, Google search engine, they work on voice data. How it works? Study, study. So you can see here, just wait, it will going to work here. Study, study. Yeah, you can see here, right? How it based on the voice they have find it out, right? So this completely based on machine learning, computer vision, data science. So normally any institute or any colleges or anywhere, when you're going to start learning, there are three different modules, different courses are there, different streams are there: data analysis, data engineering, and data science. So it depends on you. If you are good in prediction things, if you are good to work with image data, voice data, then I should say you to go for data science. If you wanted to work on more challenging tasks like data engineering, working on data cloud technologies, as well as writing the model, it's this is a completely programming based. You have to work on Java, Python, R, Scala, different programming. Then you should go for data engineering where you do R&D on data. And when you want to work on tools like Tableau, Power BI, where you have to just analyze the data, generate the dashboard, create a graphs. So in this data analysis also comes dashboard preparation. Dashboard means creating graphs and all, dashboard and image, or you can say graph, right? So they there will going to work for data analysis. So I hope it is clear to you now what is data analysis, data engineering, and data science. And we usually going to write a code in Python. This tool we usually use it. There are not only this Python, but there are R programming as well we use. You can see this code, right? I have written this code. So right now you are not aware about this Python code, or maybe aware, but not about Jupyter Notebook. So we're going to start everything step by step, learning Python, then these tools, whatever I have mentioned here, like Hive, Kafka, Airflow, Spark, Beam, right? And ETL tool. Is it clear?